Okay, that's enough of that. What do we see here? What's up, guys? Fellow music fanatics of YouTube. Long time no see, like a really long time no see. How you guys doing? Merry Christmas and everything, all the jolly good stuff of this time of year, festivities and family get-togethers and whatnot. Anyways, I haven't been here for a really long time, like about 3 months or so. I think was my last review was 3 months. So, um, so with that said, with the holidays really now on us, it's time. I believe it's about time that we go into a holiday, very special review, very special holiday review, and so yeah, special holiday review for today. So, guys, it's no secret. I love Christmas and I adore the holidays. I don't know, but I always get this very festive feeling in the air, the joy, the lights, the sounds, the food, the happiness of family coming together and sharing in each other's joy and company. But what really gives me that great sense of joy about this holiday, besides all the things I just mentioned, is of course the Christmas music. And my goodness, do I love Christmas music. Well, most of them. But regardless, it's great holiday classics like, the Christmas song by the great Nat King Cole, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, the Little Drummer Boy, or the Boss's Santa's Coming to Town, the really classic one by The Boss. That these songs just always seem to light up a smile on my face and just put me in the most giddy of moods. Like, I mean, I cannot begin to tell you. I mean, don't we all? Don't we all always get that really great ecstatic feeling of the holiday spirit in these Christmas songs? And don't all of us feel the same feeling of warmth and joy from songs such as these? Well, I personally do, and for me, it's one of the best things about the holidays. The best things about Christmas is the music just giving you like a lot of great joy, a great sense of timelessness and whatnot. Sometimes though the classical sensibilities of these songs, while timeless, can wear a bit thin after a while. And we end up thinking, well, wouldn't it be awesome if there was like a more symphonic metal versions of these songs? And okay, here. Well, that's what this review is about. But more specifically, I'm talking about the Trans-Siberian Orchestra Christmas album, Christmas Eve and Other Stories, released on October 15th, 1996. And I personally love this album and I love this record. I love all the songs off this record. It's possibly the most fantastic Christmas holiday releases I've ever heard. And today we're gonna go jump into why this is possibly my most favorite ever. So you have to forgive me for my shakiness. It's been a while since I've done this, so if I come out really shaky, then you'll know why. So yeah, let's get right to it. Right now, Trans-Siberian Orchestra is a band, or rather like a more expansive orchestra band, created by musician, songwriter, and producer Paulo Nelly. I think that's his name. Forgive me if I botch up the name. Paulo Neal. I'll call him Neil for short until somebody gives me some kind of correction. Who's also a member of the heavy metal band Savatage and producer of some works by Aerosmith. In comparison to Savatage, O'Neill envisioned a band that took all the music that he grew up loving and merged them into one style, basically. Just combined, also combined with this fascination and awe of the Christmas spirit of the holidays. And out you get the Trans-Siberian Orchestra and Christmas Eve and Other Stories. So the main sound of TSO, as I'm going to call them by short, is basically a combination of progressive heavy metal, symphonic rock, classical music, and in the case of this album, holiday Christmas music. What O'Neill does on this album is that he takes certain melodies of most of the Christmas tunes we all know and pretty much puts a symphonic metal spin on most of them, while some of the more softer songs have a more emotional mellowness to them. But in the case of Christmas Eve and Other Stories, it's a full-fledged rock opera and musically ambitious to the core. What it does is that it takes familiar classical pieces and adds new songs and new rearrangements from classical and progressive rock influences, thereby giving the TSO their own unique style and their own unique sound. And the songs are also mixes of vocal and instrumental songs. Songs like An Angel Came Down, Oh Come All Ye Faithful, Oh Holy Night, A Mad Russian's Christmas, and For Snow, for example, are pure classical symphonic songs with a heavy metal kick and a heavy metal stomp to them. While other songs like A Star to Follow, Prince of Peace, and Old City Bar, they make use of operatic child choirs, mellow gospel singing, and holiday ballads, respectively. And the music scale is just all over the place on this album, and it's just awesome. It's just so great to hear these heavy metal versions of a lot of these Christmas songs that all of us grew up loving and knowing, and just making them sound so cool and yet so very emotionally sweeping at the same time. Lyrically speaking, it's a concept rock opera. From the research that I've done, supposedly the story is about a young man who, on a particular Christmas Eve night, enters a bar and meets an old mysterious man who starts telling him an epic tale about the power and magical effect that Christmas Day and the spirit of Christmas Day can have on us human beings. Supposedly, the story goes that God sees the people of Earth and tells his youngest angel to go down to Earth and bring back to him the one thing that best represents all the joy and goodness that is done in the name of Christmas. And so the rest of the story, if I can follow it right, focuses on the angel's adventure in finding everything good and pure about the holiday in the midst of all the darkness and evils that exist in human life. And both the vocal and the instrumental songs give a push to the album's narrative as you go along the story. And for the most part, I pretty much really like the story. It really kind of tries to capture that the essence of the spirit of Christmas, and really tells this great tale of this particular angel child who go looks for that pure good. And I don't know what you guys kind of think of the concept, but for me, the climax for me comes in a song called Old City Bar, and I'll explain more on that much later, but first of all, let's go to my favorite song, which actually is oh my gosh, favorite song. It's so hard to pick because I love all the songs on here, and there's so many to mention. Like, I mean, Angel Came Down, Oh Come All Ye Faithful, Oh Holy Night. The Silent Nutcracker is a very acoustic take on that song, and I personally like it because because a lot of the metal stuff on this album is very reminiscent to Metallica. There's a lot of Metallica. Not Metallica in the sense of like their 1980s thrash metal, but it has a very Metallica quality to them, which I personally love. Like, it's just so awesome, you know. But favorite song for me on this album has to be the song "Old City Bar," which ironically I'm going to talk about now, since I said I was going to talk about later. But I I love that song because the lyrics are just so beautiful, so touching, so poignant. In within the course of the story's narrative, the lyrics, if I read them right, are about a bartender whose whole world is just isolated behind this cash register in a bar. You know, the guy's unmarried. He hasn't taken a vacation in a quite in maybe never, and serving, and he just fills his time serving others who come to the bar, you know, to drink their failings, to drink away their failings in life. You know, and then out of the ordinary, out of nowhere comes this young boy who tells him of a girl who's been waiting outside of the bar in the snow, who couldn't find her way home. And upon asking the boy how did he know this, like, he replies, and I quote from the lyrics: "On this night of nights, if one could be home, they'd already be there." And this compels the man to take all the money from his cash register, call a taxi to JFK Airport, and take the girl home, whom would excuse me, whom when he tries to find the boy, he disappears. He's not there anymore. And this somehow compels the people to not pay for their drinks anymore. And you know, it kind of sounds a little bit moronic, but I love the lyrics because they convey something about the spirit of Christmas that I think sadly in our consumerist commercial society gets often overlooked. and and it's that spirit of selfless giving, and that sometimes it takes a stark reminder, in this case the boy, metaphorically speaking, to kind of tell us that though life may present its disappointments and its failures, in the night of Christmas Eve, like such as tonight, if one chooses to give his or her love and care for the sake of someone in need, rather than just sit there and sulk on your failures, then that person has elevated Christmas and himself or herself to possibly the highest possible good that is central to that's such a central part to the holiday. And I quote that it's better to give than to receive. And I really believe that. And this song is just so emotional. It often kind of makes me very teary listening to Old City Bar. And I really love that song. The lyrics are very beautiful. The lyrics are really well written. It's the musically it's only accompanied by an acoustic guitar, but the singing here, it's just phenomenal. It really puts an emotional heart on your wrench. I mean no, heartstring, pulling your heartstrings kind of feel. And I love it. Just like the rest of this album, I really love this record. I have no least favorite song here, believe it or not. Like, I mean, absolutely none. Even the two bonus tracks, "Oh Holy Night" and "God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen," are just pure magic and emotionally sweeping. I mean, just like the rest of the album. And it's just such an awesome record, you know. I mean, and even if you don't aspire, or you don't really, uh, even if you really don't tell yourself to be a believer in some kind of outer deity, like, I mean, there's a spirit and there's a strength to the lyrics that really kind of gives that Christmas quality of, it's better to give away than to receive, and the more you give, then the more better you get back to you, not just for its own sake, but for the sake of loving somebody and giving true love to somebody. And I think that's a really beautiful message. And even if you don't profess to believe in some kind of outer deity, I think it's still a great universal message that anybody can listen to, and that it really still pertains to the spirit of Christmas, with its joy, community, and just absolutely fantastic album. Another quick song to mention, I have to say, is Christmas Eve Sarajevo 1224, which is an instrumental, and it kind of evokes the situation that happened in Bosnia in the 90s, the whole war in Bosnia. And I find that really cool that a song can be made about that moment, but also turn it into something really awesome and really rocking and just really pretty awesome for the most part, and for everything. And just I cannot say any more about this album. It's such a fantastic album. But anyway, before time runs out, now for the 4-point grading system, and since I've been gone for quite a while, I'll post the 4 points on the screen for your convenience. So, as a reminder, the 4 points are music originality, songwriting, likability, and the album as a whole. So, as for music originality, great music originality, phenomenal originality, very sweeping, emotional music. I mean, the combination of classical, metal, symphonic, and traditional holiday music done on such a grand scale is just so epic, and it's just so well put together. I mean, it could have gone more badly, and it could have came out much more awkward, but it didn't, and you know it just comes out so much better in that sense. So for me, it gets a straight 5 out of 5. It's so awesome. Like, 'cause so many of the songs here are just so great. And yeah, um, songwriting is pretty epic too. Like, I mean, I love the story of an angel coming to find the pure goodness of the Christmas spirit that essentially is in everybody. And I mean, I guess my only problem with the story is that at times it can be a bit too vague to decipher. So sometimes it can be a little bit too hard to follow of where the lyrics are going. But the music really gives the lyrics like a force to them, like a really big emotional kick to them, and really stellar tenderness to the lyrics. So a nice round 4.5 out of 5 for the songwriting for me. uh Likability is a straight 5. Like, I mean, this album is just a straight 5 for the likability. Every Christmas time, every holiday, I listen to this album just nonstop all the way through, and I get such a joy and such a great elevated feeling whenever I hear any song off this record. And it really encases the joy excuse me, it really encases the joy of this Christmas spirit for me, and I personally love it. There's a lot of great rocking songs on here. And as for the album, great, phenomenally done, well put together. I mean, it's such a great set of traditional Christmas songs put together with these classical and metal sensibilities, weave together with this great story, and you get a holiday album for the ages, essentially, for the ages. And I mean, I cannot say anything more about this album. 5 out of 5, possibly my personal favorite Christmas album ever. A great set of songs, great sweeping music, and powerful rocking songs, really great rock songs, and also a great message to boot. So, such an awesome album. I love this album. I really enjoy this album a lot. And I mean, I've said everything. I've said all I need to say about it. So yeah, guys, that essentially does it for my Christmas review. And I hope you guys like it. I hope you enjoyed it. And more importantly, I do hope and pray and wish all of you a very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays with your friends, with your family, your loved ones. and that you enjoy the day in the joy and giving spirit of Christmas. I'm Mr. Music Fan, signing off. Merry Christmas, and see you guys very, very, very soon. So, yeah, signing off. Bye, guys. Hey, guys, again. Just one quick thing before I end the video, and uh, and the thing I kind of really want to mention. First of all, let me take off the glasses because the glare. Um, the first thing I do want to mention is that while I just told you guys, that I wish you guys like a really happy Merry Christmas with family and friends and just a lot of joy with the ones you love. Um, Sadly, as of course all of you guys know, there isn't going to be that many people who are really going to enjoy or have the privilege of that joy anymore. You guys likely know what I'm talking about right now, and in case you don't, it's about the Newtown, Connecticut shootings, and and the absolutely tragic, catastrophic event it's just had on so many families, and just forever scarred by um, this very terrible event. So I'm just kind of putting this little extra section in the video to kind of tell you guys to, um, like, doesn't matter if you're a Christian or atheist or Muslim or Buddhist or um, whoever, but I really want to ask you guys to kind of keep the people of Newtown, Connecticut in your prayers and in your kindest thoughts and your in your solidarity, because this horrible event, I don't need to go into detail about it. I mean, you've heard enough already about it all over the news, and now because of this moment coming in like weeks before, literally 2 weeks or so before the Christmas holiday, it's kind of really has casted a really dark shadow on on the whole holiday. So celebrating it is going to be a lot more difficult, but I cannot absolutely imagine. I cannot process in my mind of how are these families of these slain children and these slain teachers who really put their lives on the line for their kids. I cannot imagine what they must be going through. I really, really cannot. Um, so this is just my wish. This is my prayer to those in Newtown that uh, the utmost greatest of sympathies, greatest of love and condolence to the families, and condolences to to those 20 children and those 6 teachers who died. And there's nothing else more to say about that, like, and it's really terrible that this kind of stuff has had to happen, and the whole gun debate, I originally didn't want to make a video because I felt that right now is not the time to comment on that, but eventually I will get into that. I will get into a commentary about that, but for now I'm just like pleading with you guys to, like, say a prayer, keep them kindly in your thoughts, in your solidarity, and your wishes, because for those families of those slain children and those slain teachers, the holidays are just not going to be the same for them. I mean, events like this kind of really changes you completely, and it just you just don't know what to do. But all I can do is send this video out to the Newtown, Connecticut families and their friends, and just know that my thoughts and my condolences are with them. And as much as difficult as I know that it's going to be for them to celebrate Christmas, I do indeed hope that they become even closer and tighter to their loved ones, tighter to their families, and that they hold on to them more closer than ever, as we all should. So yeah, I kindly ask you guys to for your condolences and your prayers and your kind thoughts for Newtown, Connecticut, and wish all of them a bearable Christmas. So yeah, Mr. Music Fan signing out. Take care, guys, and stay safe.